Good evening, fellow Yahtzee adventurers. It's a special day. It's a special episode. It's Special Forces by 38 Special. And hopefully it's special for us, and we get some good scores. We beat the runtimes of some songs, and we just have a blast. That's what we're hoping for today. We got a 9-pack today. 9 tracks. 9 chances at glory. Let's look at these song links here. Oh, man, these are going to be tough. I'm going to say we might get like 3, maybe 4 of these. I think we'll get the Yahtzee Frenzy. Will we beat the runtime itself? I think we're going to get close. I don't know what's going to happen here, truthfully. But yeah, let's get started. If you're a 38 Special fan, I believe, and I would have to go back through my extensive concert archives that I have actually seen this band live. And if I have not seen them, I have at the very least been at a venue event that they were on the lineup for. And this would have been a long time ago. But, you know, it's like I tell people, and it kind of blows their minds sometimes. It's like, who's the most famous person you've seen live? Taylor Swift. I've seen Taylor Swift in concert. Now, granted, it was after her first album was out, and she was not a megastar. And she was playing at like a country music festival down by, where I grew up. But I did see her perform. I can honestly say that. Now, I would not spend the outrageous prices to go see her in concert today. That would just be insane. But I mean, I would go if you wanted to give me a ticket. We just assume she's a big fan of Yahtzee and is just tuning into these episodes. Her and Travis Kelce. Sure, we'll go with that. Wow, caught up in you. We got an even 200 on that. That was piss poor showing right there. What is up with... There are a lot of... 38 Special really likes shortening words with apostrophes, it sounds like, looking at these track lists. Was that just an 80s thing, or is that something that they specifically chose to do? I don't know. Oh, there's a Yahtzee for us. Thank you. Why do artists and musicians, how do they make the choice to shorten a word and put an apostrophe? Like, because I feel like it does deformalize the word a little bit. Like running as opposed to running kind of neuters it a bit. I'm looking at this one, like Roughhousing, which is track 5 on here. Thinking if you said rough housing, that sounds more violent. It definitely blunts it when you just put the apostrophe on there. Fascinating. This is the type of content everyone comes here for. Oh my god. Backdoor Stranger, by the way. Don't know the full context of the song, but it's certainly a very interesting title. I'll give it that. There's our 4 of a kind. We need 4s in a small straight, so pick your poison here. We got the 4s, like we had a legitimate chance there. Obviously we're 0 for 2. Try to get back on track, but with back on the track. I really don't know a whole lot about 38 Special. I feel like I'm gonna guess that their band name is derived from a handgun or the ammunition for weaponry. Or it's inspired by that kind of, because think there is like a period in front of the 38, right? I don't have it on here. I was too busy typing apostrophes and not getting Yahtzees. The cats are here in the room with us right now. There's a large straight. It's almost feeding time. They are aware of this. And per tradition, another Yahtzee. They are starting to circle the wagons, I call it, where they basically just walk circles and pace around me. To kind of remind me, like, hey, we're still here. You need to feed us. Like, yeah, you guys are all getting fed. Yeah, we got 3 cats. At one point in my life, I had a lot more. Too many cats. There is such a thing. Did you know that? 285. We did it. We finished it. We take a celebratory drink of my green water here. We'll move on to Chain Lightning. That doesn't even need an apostrophe. That's just silly. Chain Lightning? That sounds stupid. The wife's been getting really into taking like flavored like seltzer waters, like LaCroix, stuff like that. And then finding a matching flavor packet and then mixing them to emulate the taste of a full-blown soda, but without all the, sugar and all that stuff. Which is a fine concept. I dabble in that from time to time myself, and I, whatever you like. But here's the problem. A lot of these drink mixes come in variety packs. So, we're particularly fond of the Skittles flavor packets. And here's what's curious to me, and I don't know. I thought the green Skittles were lime Skittles. Are they apple now? Because these Skittles flavor packets, the green flavor is green apple. And what happens is we get these variety packs, and she'll get all these different seltzer waters of different flavors, but there's no apple flavor that's common that she's getting. So what happens is we get a surplus created of all of these green packets, and then I end up drinking them. So it's not uncommon for me to go around the house and I've got, a freaking apple flavored water, bright freaking green. I gotta be honest, it's not something that I love, but I've taken one for the team here. Let the roughhousing begin. We are putting up some honestly, we're putting up decent scores. That's the thing. If we would have been playing like this on maybe the Van Halen album, I mean, crap, we could have ran roughshod with that thing. But these tracks are a little bit meatier lengthwise, a little bit more impermeable. And I know I said that you're gonna shoot for at least. Should probably go for 3s. Yeah. We're gonna shoot for beating the album runtime, as we always do. But it's going to be a very tough, very, very tough. We're on a decent enough pace, but you need more. There's a full house. We'll take that. We've already kind of given up on the Yahtzee here, so I'll try to go for a nice 4 of a kind. Actually, no, I hadn't given up on the Yahtzee officially. Now I have. So 203. We might actually get all of our scores above 200. That would be a useful goal to have if we're not going to be able to do much else. We're just now halfway to the album runtime, but we only have 4 games left. You see what I mean? That's the math. It's come on, baby. Come on, onesie. Ooh, I thought that was gonna be it. I'll be honest, it's hard for me to get amped up for this particular record because it's not one I'm super familiar with. I think when we get into the late 80s, 90s, 2000s, even some of the modern ones, I think that's going to be really fun because I'm just such a fan of that whole era. And granted, I could have started there. There's nothing stopping me except my own self-imposed rules here. I'm going to try to keep this bonus open. And Yahtzee as well. We need another 6 real bad. Okay. Dang. We could have had it there. Okay. Keep Yahtzee open for one more turn. 200. Look at that. We're still on it. That's our second 200. We've opened up both halves with 200. We need about 900 points in 3 games. So we need to start ramping up the Yahtzee production to scale. If we want any hope of advancing past. That's the big boss. In this case, the boss is looks like it's 39.57, just short of 40 minutes. X's and 2s. The other thing is too, when you start getting into the 90s, the compact disc became more common. Bands were putting together albums, for that format as opposed to vinyl, which, is about a 45, 46 minute limit. So we're going to start getting a lot of what I think people would in this era consider double albums and things like that. Which, I mean, I'm cool with that. More Yahtzee is more Yahtzee. It means more games for us. Probably means more of a challenge. So hopefully, not that this has not been challenging in many, many ways. We need to get something going from a Yahtzee standpoint on these last couple because we beat Breakin' Loose, our final. Nope, I take that back. That's our final song that has an apostrophe ending a word. However, the apostrophe in Take 'Em Out is doing double duty and is effectively removing 2 letters from the front of the word them. So, what would have been funny is if for this record, like, so they do the 38 special, right? And it's period 38 special. You see where I'm going? They should have put an apostrophe instead. And I think that would have artistically lined up with the song titles themselves. Maybe they were sitting in the studio thinking about that too, and they're like, "Yeah, no, that's stupid. No one will notice this 40 years from now." While playing Yahtzee, comparing it to the list of these tracks we've put together. What kind of rock would this be considered back then? Is it? I guess it's kind of probably more like a southern tinged, right? Oh, come on, fives. All right, we got to make a choice here. I can eschew the bonus completely. We need the Yahtzees, truthfully. We need 2 of them in the last 14 15 turns that we have. So I'm going to keep it open. But we got 201, so we almost had it too. I'm going to be so mad if we can't get more than 200 points on Firestarter. That's kind of the new meta goal now for this episode is just keep everything. They say keep it 100. I'm saying keep it 200 or above. Okay. That being said, get too frisky here. Here's our small straight obligatory gimme setup. Pretty hefty chance there. Let's go for the. It's fine. Now we need our ships to start coming in here. There's some sixes, very helpful. Probably go for the fours. There's a full house though, but I kind of need fours. There's fives, which we also need those. Okay, we got our bonus. Something as it is, I didn't want to go for the full house there. Although, I don't know if we're going to get 200 points. Oh, look at that. Exactly 200 on the dot with that full house. And I will keep Yahtzee open here. We're going to try to at least get something. Probably not going to get one. Can we get a final Yahtzee? We can. That brings it up to around 250. We got 65.62 on the rating. Only beating 2 of the songs. Wow, that's awful. We actually came somewhat close to the album Runtime as a whole. Man, I need a haircut, bro. The wife has been telling me I need one too. I'm not a big fan of haircuts. Anyway, thanks for joining me on my Yahtzee therapy session here. We'll continue our journey tomorrow. As always, feel free to send up your recommendations in the comments. We will be doing some fan suggestions in the future, in the near-ish future, probably by the end of the month. So keep those coming. We do have a list started already, and we'll see you tomorrow.